The audacity hit like a punch. Loretta Caldwell, self-proclaimed queen of the HOA, strutted up my driveway, pink clipboard gripped like a royal decree, and announced, "My daughter's wedding is next Saturday, and we'll be using your pool for the reception." I stood there, stunned, thinking it was a joke, but her icy stare said otherwise. According to her, our homes being in the same HOA meant shared community facilities, which now included my private, fenced, meticulously maintained backyard pool. Before I could object, she tapped her clipboard, adjusted her sunglasses, and added, "I'll send my nephew to set up towels and refreshments. Keep the gate unlocked." Then she marched off, heels clicking like she'd just signed a peace treaty. I was speechless. My golden retriever, Scout, tilted his head in shared confusion. Had I hallucinated? No, Loretta's heels still echoed down the pavement. I peered at my pool crystal blue, a labor of love costing thousands and months of scrubbing. Now it was apparently a public splash pad for a stranger's wedding. I laughed, not from amusement, but disbelief. She thought I'd just comply, handing over my sanctuary like a party favor. She didn't know me, Nathan Carter, a 40-year-old mechanic who'd fought for every inch of this place. This wasn't about the bride. I didn't even know her name. It was about Loretta's entitlement, assuming my property was her wedding Pinterest board. I texted my neighbor Mike, who was hosting the wedding, to check. His reply, "Wait, what? Loretta said you offered the pool." She'd lied. That night, sipping a drink on my patio, a wicked plan formed. My pantry held dozens of cherry Jello boxes from a clearance sale for a backyard bash that never happened. Now they had a purpose Betty, jiggly vengeance. Googling how much gelatin fills a 20,000-gallon pool, I found my answer. Absurd but perfect for gumming up the shallow end, ruining any swim plans. I'd turned Loretta's power grab into a wobbling red nightmare. By morning, I was at the hardware store, loading buckets and industrial pots, unloading 200 Jello boxes at checkout. The cashier raised an eyebrow. "Pool party." I grinned. He laughed, clueless. For days, I worked in secret nights and early mornings, boiling water, mixing powder, pouring into the shallow end, stirring with a painter's paddle. Scout watched, judging, but I was all in. This wasn't just about foiling Laura Tate was a stand against her HOA tyranny, creeping since she seized acting president status. By day 4, the shallow end was a glossy red sea, useless for swimming. A tennis ball bounced off at victory. I set up cameras, hung a sign, "Caution, experimental dessert cooling in progress," and waited. Saturday morning, Loretta's nephew, Jake, arrived 16, designer-clad, toting towels and flamingo floats. He pushed through my gate, ignoring the sign, and froze, jaw dropped. "Is this jelly?" he muttered, poking the Jello. I strolled out, spoon in hand. Just in time to garnish. He bolted. 15 minutes later, Loretta's scream echoed a primal wail of rage. She stormed over, face crimson, pointing at the pool like it was cursed. "You ruined the wedding. This is vandalism." I leaned back. "It's culinary art. My pool, my land. You assumed otherwise." Her mouth flapped, speechless. "Your guest can grab a spoon." "Got whipped cream, too." She choked out a garbled noise and fled, vowing HOA retribution. I waved. Scout barked. I stirred my Jello, savoring the chaos. Wedding day was a spectacle. Trucks beeped, chairs clattered, and Loretta's voice boomed, directing caterers and kin in a pastel suite dictator battling logistics. From my patio, coffee in hand, I watched, sunglasses on, relishing the disorder. Guests gawked through my fence, snapping photos of the Jello pool. One woman called it cute, not my goal, but I'll take it. 4 nights of gelatin labor had paid off. Jake returned with 2 teens, towels, a boombox, and a cooler, barging past my sign. "Loretta said we could chill here," Jake huffed. I gestured to the Jello. "Plenty of chill, but diving's risky unless you want a concussion." A boy poked it, laughing. "Is this edible?" "Only with a waiver," I said. Scout growled. They scrammed. Loretta stormed in, shrieking, "You think this is funny? You're ruining my daughter's day." She ranted about guests expecting the pool, her humiliation, and HOA complaints. "Drain it now," she demanded. I smirked. "Melting 300 gallons of Jello takes days, unless you've got a flamethrower." She knocked over a flamingo float and fled, screaming about lawsuits. By noon, gossip swirled. Kids peeked. A bridesmaid touched the Jello, giggling, "It's solid jam." She snapped a selfie, spreading Loretta's Kool-Aid disaster among guests. A tipsy groomsman dared another to belly flop for $50. The daredevil launched, hit the Jello, bounced, and slid, yelping, sparking uproarious laughter. The bride, Sophia, laughed from next door. Loretta emerged, shrieking about lawsuits and gelatin brain injuries. The groomsman laughed. "Best wedding ever." I told Loretta, "Your boring reception's now viral gold. Smile, you're trending." Phones filmed. Hashtags like Jello Pool HOA exploded. Sunday, the neighborhood buzzed. Teens biked by, parents strolled to peek, chuckling. Old Mrs. Larson, leaning on her cane, grinned. Gelatin beat Loretta. Never thought I'd see it. Not all laughed. HOA President Harold, Loretta's usual puppet, knocked, looking haggard. Loretta's called an emergency board meeting. She claims you sabotaged a community event, humiliated her, and created an unsafe environment. I smirked. She trespassed, lied about my permission, and turned my pool into her resort. I've got footage, timestamps, and witnesses. Harold sighed. She's threatening lawsuits, press, her paralegal brother. I grinned. Let her. I'll explain to a judge why I filled my pool with Jello to stop trespassers. Harold laughed. You're a weird genius. By noon, the HOA's Facebook page erupted with circus music remixes of the groomsman's flop and Loretta's screams. Memes spread Loretta with a spoon. Caption, "Taste justice." She tried deleting them, but they multiplied. Neighbors posted old grievances fines for late Halloween decor, banned wind chimes for spiritual disruption. A board member wrote, "Private property isn't Loretta's planning board." That night, the groom, Ryan, and Sophia visited, exhausted but grateful. "We had no idea Loretta lied about your pool," Ryan said. "She hijacked our wedding vendors, flowers, guests we didn't know." Sophia smiled. The Jello was the only fun part. Over lemonade, they shared how Loretta's demands tall centerpieces, a DJ fiasco in their day, but the pool's absurdity saved it. "You turned her power move into a punchline," Sophia said. I offered leftover Jello for a food fight. They laughed, declining. Sophia took a pool selfie, captioning it, "Best wedding moment. Long live the Jello king." It went viral, spawning Reddit threads and viral forums. Loretta retaliated, distributing flyers accusing me of weaponizing dessert, demanding Jello bans at the grocery store, and pitching a news segment that flopped for being too ridiculous. She reported my pool as a health hazard, but the inspector, chuckling over the viral video, confirmed no violations, snapping a photo. "You made my week," he said, as Loretta fumed from her porch, slamming her door. The HOA board, sans Loretta, voted her out unanimously, citing videos and neighbor complaints. She accused me of framing her with Jellalifable. They issued an apology letter and a pool cleaning voucher, which I kept for the irony. The pool wasn't dirty. New rules banned unauthorized events on private land and added a gelatin clause allowing culinary pool alterations. Loretta's house went dark, her HOA blast ceased, and a for sale sign appeared. She fled to an HOA-free development. I hosted Jiggle Fest, an annual neighborhood party with new Jello colors green, then purple lit by underwater lights. Kids poked it, adults laughed, and a sticky note thanked me. "Thanks for the laughs. P.S. Keep the Jello." Sophia's YouTube video retelling the saga hit millions, cementing my legend. I didn't want fame, just my backyard. But gelatin justice proved one wobbly stand could topple a tyrant, leaving a shimmering, petty victory.